Welcome back to the Fit Minute Podcast, where we talk about fitness for real people. Today, my guest is Jerry Brodeur of 7.2. He's a fantastically motivating and positive person and had kind of a near-death experience. And I really wanted to bring his story on today because I think he's just the most amazing, inspirational person. So we'll get right into it today, and I can't wait to talk to him. Welcome to the Fit Minute Podcast, Fitness for Real People. Today, my guest, Jerry Brodeur. Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to have you on. I just think you are just like, you used to be a public speaker and like what am I trying to say?
I inspire people to do more than they ever thought they could without my influence. Just been blessed.
You are blessed.
Yeah.
You bring such a blessed, positive, just energy to people, and I just love it. You're loud and you get to people, and you're just so positive, and I am so happy to have you on today.
I'm excited.
So, tell me a little. Well, first of all, 7.2. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Well, diseases can't live in a perfectly alkaline environment, and 7.2 is the number of where your alkaline level should be in your body. Mm-hmm. And so a good friend of mine, Dr. Howard Cohen, created a product line, all natural, organic, that actually raises the pH in your body so you can ward off diseases.
Okay. And you had a pretty life-threatening experience. Can you go into that and kind of how you got into 7.2 and why, what led you to this kind of epiphany
this
of
type
life
of lifestyle type of thing?
Yeah.
I've been an athlete my whole life.
Right.
And most recently, I was a high-level amateur bodybuilder till the age of 48, won a bunch of shows. And again, I work hard. How you do anything is how you do everything. Just went into it. And unfortunately, when I was preparing for my next show to go to nationals, I ended up in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And it was a wake-up call.
Yeah. Your kidneys were shutting down.
Yeah, kidney and liver.
Yeah, kidney and liver. So
yeah.
You pulled through, though, and kind of, not really changed your lifestyle, but just...
It had changed my thinking about my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, because, again, a hardcore bodybuilder, we did things what we had to do in order to win. And what happened, I ended up there, and I got a hold of my good friend, Dr. Howard Cohen. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, you got to get this stuff. You got to start taking this stuff. Yeah. Let's see if it helps you. And you know what? I pulled through.
Yeah.
I was 3 hours from death when I hit the ER. That's what the doc said, and it worked out. And
yeah, that's so scary. And not always that competition necessarily will send you to the ER, but there are a lot of dangerous things that we do to ourselves to get to that point where you get on stage. I know I've had a client of mine, a previous client of mine. We trained her, and the week before she went up to competition for the bikini competition, we had our last workout, and she just breaks down and starts bawling. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Are you okay? Like, is something wrong? And she just says, I'm so hungry. I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't know, we're just a few days out. Like, can you push through? Like, if you're hungry, eat something. And she's like, I just can't. She did end up winning a gold and a silver trophy in that fitness competition, but what she went through to get there was really scary, in my opinion. And we just do some pretty crazy things to our body. And there are a lot of diets out there, like the keto diet or paleo diet, that we could just go extreme on, when really life is more important than,
Yeah, and I subscribe to the keto diet. I do. I intermittent fast because when you're fasting, your body heals itself. Mm-hmm. It starts to heal. If you got food in there all the time, it can't heal because it's working all the time. So I subscribe to that, but I also understand that I need soul food every once in a while.
Yeah.
A donut.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Every
so often. Every once in a while, it's okay to go out and do that. And that's what I had to realize. I don't have to do everything to the extreme.
Right. And
that's what I looked at. And that time in the hospital I spent, I had to reflect on what I had and what would I lose if I continued doing what I was doing.
Right.
My 3 daughters, my 4 grandkids. It's like, I got to be around.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to be around for my family.
And that's the thing. I had to make a decision. And the Latin root word for decision is to cut off from.
Okay.
So I had to cut off from that thinking I had in order to change
that
what I was doing.
extremist.
Yeah, the extremist.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still am extreme in a lot of things.
Oh,
That's
like,
just who I am.
Like your hip replacements.
Yeah, Again, I got an 18-year-old inside of me trying to get out all the time. And I'm not going to change.
You just had both of your hips replaced.
No, just one.
Oh, one.
Just one.
Okay, one
Just
hip
one.
replacement.
Yeah.
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago now.
And you're up and doing everything you shouldn't be doing.
9 days I was in the gym. So
I can't even. I mean, well, part of that is because you were already living this healthy, strong lifestyle. So it's a little bit easier for you to recover, but I'm sure that there are things that you're doing you shouldn't be. So
oh, totally. But again, I'm not going to stop my life over this.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I also am healing so quickly or recovering so quickly is because the nutrition I put in my body. Because again, 90% of all diseases and ailments can be fixed through nutrition.
Right.
And I always tell people, if you can't read it, don't eat it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the back of even peanut butter. This one is my favorite because you think, what's in peanut butter? Peanuts. But you look at the back of a peanut butter jar and it's like sugar, oil, some other stuff you can't even understand. It's like, what? Peanut butter should be peanuts.
Peanut butter, and yeah.
Peanuts.
And there's like 4 different sugars in there. High fructose corn syrup, sugar. You know what I'm saying? You look at all that, and what does sugar do? It actually, if you think about it, sugar, it manifests the diseases inside you.
Right, absolutely. Like with cancers, they say, the number one thing when you have cancer or if you are prone to cancer, you need to cut out sugar because it turns into those...
Feeds the cancer.
Feeds the cancer, absolutely.
And that's when you talk about 7.2. If you keep your alkaline levels high enough and eat properly, a lot more green leafy vegetables, your body's going to be able to ward off that.
Right. Ward off disease and
and live a healthier lifestyle. And why do people need to live a healthier lifestyle? Motivation is more or less just showing a person why they need to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, Gabby. God just had to slap me upside the head with a 2x4 and send me to the hospital. And I had to start thinking about, okay, this is what we got to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it this time.
You are sharp. I don't know why you say that about yourself. You're crazy. I love it. One of the sayings you say a lot that I just think is fantastic is, I think this is it. Wellness is not an event. Illness is.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. What is an event? It's an occurrence.
Right.
Okay, and the thing about it is if you look at wellness, you're making a decision to take care of yourself. The people who aren't making the decision to take care of themselves, guess what's going to happen?
An event.
An event.
Right.
Which is going to end a person in the hospital, 3 hours from death.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was healthy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I looked healthy.
Right.
Unfortunately, the things I was doing, training 3 to 4 times a day, eating massive amounts of protein, which isn't good for your body either. You don't need 400 grams of protein a day.
Yes, no.
Your liver and your kidneys are going to
cannot process it. Right.
That's exactly
There's
what
only
happened.
so much your body can actually process at one time.
So I had a heck of an event to wake me up. So wellness is obviously a way of life.
Right.
And illness, it could be the end of your life.
Oh, that is...
I just made that up. That's pretty cool, right?
I am so impressed by that. I love it.
So
Wow.
am I.
How did you even come up? See, you are a sharp tool. I love it. Well, how do you stay so positive through all of that? I mean, going through a hip surgery, going through a near-death, experience, going through all of those things, how do you find it in yourself to stay so positive and to exude that positivity to everybody else?
That's a great question, Gabby. But what I found out was a couple of things. Number one, it's a choice in how you're going to look at things.
Mm-hmm.
I believe mistakes are never made, they're earned. If you're not willing to make a mistake, you'll never grow.
Right.
Okay? And stress is not bad for you. It's distress that will kill you. If you go to the gym, in order to get bigger, if you order to build your shoulders bigger, you need to put them under stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I look at stress as a growing opportunity. So being positive, when something happens in my life, I don't look at a bad experience or a good experience. What I look at is as a learning experience.
Yes.
What can I learn from this?
Absolutely.
So I take that negative and go, okay, why did I go through this? Obviously, I had to go through it for a reason. Mm-hmm. What do I need to learn from it so I can pass that knowledge on to somebody else? Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
And so the biggest thing, I think, the number one reason why I can stay positive is because I look back and I'm grateful for everything I have.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm grateful.
I'm grateful that you're here today. I just, every time I see you, you're always smiling. You're always so happy. And, I just love that you bring that to the world and that you can just show other people that positivity, that even, with a hip surgery or a hip replacement, you're in the gym and you're like, I got this. This is life, no big deal. We can move forward from this. And, that's just so positive. But explain a little bit more to me. So the alkaline, the 7.2 and the doctor, I'm sorry, what was his name?
Dr. Howard Cohen.
Okay. How did he come about with this supplement that he
and actually, I wouldn't really call it a supplement. I call it a food because it's organic food. Everything's made out of food. And what he's actually a world-renowned chiropractor, kinesiologist.
Okay.
He's been in nutrition forever. And back in 2004, when I first started bodybuilding, I was 42 years old when I started bodybuilding.
You don't have to tell people your age.
I know. But you know what? Age is just a number.
You're right. It is.
I don't have a dad bod. Thank God. And I'm a grandfather.
Some people love dad bods,
Yeah, I know. Again, you have to look at it. It's their choice. But in 2004, after my first show, he came to my residence up in Liberty Lake, Washington, and he tested me. He said, Jerry, your kidneys are shutting down.
Yeah.
And before he created the product line, he said, you need to get off all protein. You got to just eat green leafy vegetables. So he was in alkalinity before alkalinity was a trend.
Right.
And that's how he got into it. Then he said, what if I could bring together a product line, all organic product line, that could actually help people? Because it's simple. And that's the thing. If it's not simple, people aren't going to do it.
Absolutely.
So he created a small product line, 5, 6 products. That's it. Based on alkalinity. And he recently merged with a company called Seacret's out there. And the reason being is so he can get his message into more hands. They're in a bunch of countries. And if you guys want to check out the product line, my website is phmadesimple.com. phmadesimple.com.
And I'll have that in the show notes as well. So I'll have a link to that so that you can go to that website. And if you're interested in the product, you can look into it some more. So a Seacret is another product line as well, and what they have, the soaps and
they have a product line, personal care line.
Okay, yeah,
and stuff like that, made out of the Dead Sea minerals.
Right.
Okay, and a great company, great product line. I'm not here to pitch anything, guys. I'd highly encourage you to do all your research, find out what's going to be best for you.
Yeah.
I just know that I know that 7.2 products saved my life.
Yeah. Well, changing your lifestyle as well. I mean, you're pretty hard on yourself. You're a pretty extreme guy.
Is there any other way to live? Really? I mean, I don't know any other way to live.
You don't know any other way to live. There is other ways, there are other ways to live, but
I guess it's a choice, right?
It's absolutely a choice. And, you've always been an active person. You've always been in, weightlifting. You've always been in that environment. And, there's a lot of people out there that haven't, but there are a lot of people out there that are literally in the same situation that you are, that have gone through what, my mentor was a bodybuilder. And he saw that stuff all the time, and the stuff that you put your body through and the stuff that you force yourself into because you're going into this competition and, you're trying to prep, you're eating preparation, or on competition day, you're eating a rice cake with peanut butter on it every 30 minutes or every 20 minutes for like 7 hours. Like, oh, dear Lord, why would you do that to yourself?
I look forward to all the vitamins and stuff because it felt like a meal. Swear to God, I had a handful of freaking vitamins, and it's like, I am so excited to put this in my mouth and my belly. I know, it's crazy, right?
That is so insane to me. But, there are people that can totally relate to what you're going through or what you've gone through. And I just think it's motivating and fantastic for you to actually be here speaking about it. So anywho, let's go a little bit into, like, you have 3 daughters and you want to set an example for them and for your grandchildren. How do you set a healthy lifestyle, or how do you portray to them to be, I guess, as positive and as amazing as you are?
The DNA runs deep.
So they're extreme just like you?
To a point, yeah. They're amazing women. They're empowered.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't know any different because their mom and I are both been in sales. We're both been to personal growth seminars. Probably spent over $100,000 on that because, again, people have goals and they focus on the goals. But if they focused on growth, they would achieve their goals. Personal growth.
Yeah, personal growth.
So if they focused on personal growth, and that's what I get my girls to do. At least I'm trying to do that through example.
Right.
Does that make sense? And telling somebody something is one thing, but showing them that you're doing what you're telling them.
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of times people set goals, and when they don't achieve those goals, it's extremely discouraging. So if you focus on growth or just consistency even, you're getting to that goal that you want to set, but you don't even have to set the goal. You're just doing and achieving those things by just your process of your consistent lifestyle.
You're absolutely right, Gabby. What I look at, I tell people, look, when you reach a goal, it's not about the goal. It's about the journey to the goal.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to grow. Because as soon as you reach that goal, a lot of people, they just stop. What you need to do is always have another goal in front of them and enjoy the journey to get to it. And it's not going to all be good.
Right.
I'm telling you, bodybuilding, I used to run marathons. I'm a third-degree black belt in a martial art. I mean, there's painful times during it. But that entire time, I looked at the journey and how I was growing to become the person I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. So everything I share with people, and what I try to do personally, not always perfect, okay, is to try to create who I should be, not who I am, but enjoy who I am.
Right.
As I'm growing to who I should be. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're all miracles. And think about it for a second, Gabby. And I use this example. It's like, look, 40 million sperm swimming towards the egg, and we won. If you can't tell me you're not a miracle.
Well, I was an oops baby, so I'm definitely a miracle.
There we are. See, but we all are. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're 40 million of them swimming. You're the Michael Phelps of sperm. You got to the egg, boom, and won. So we're all here. We're created for greatness, and that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
There's a great quote I heard that said, most people die at 21 and buried at 71.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, because most people, by the time they're 21 years old, they lost all their dreams.
Oh. Is that a true thing?
Well, because they've been stuffed into our society that you got to work really, really hard. And they forget about the dreams we had when we were kids.
I do kind of agree with that, because I feel like in my profession, for what I've done, like, this is my dream.
I'm living my dream too.
And even, as supportive as people are around you, they still try to fit you in this box. Okay, well, you love what you do, but you don't have benefits. You love what you do, but there's no security in it. Okay, you love what you do, but how does it have a future? Well, to me, it does. But there's so many people that go to work, you have that job, you sit in your cubicle, and are you really fulfilled? Is that really fulfilling in your life, in your dreams? I mean, it does bring a paycheck in, and that is obviously a necessity. And there are people that are fine with that. But if you have that dream, if you have that passion, go for it. I went for it. I really want to help people. I really want to get out there and get my voice heard and let people know that this lifestyle it's not a quick fix. It's not about, going to the extremes, because what you did in your extreme lifestyle almost killed you.
It did.
And that's not what it's about. It's about life. It's about experience. It's about being happy. It's whole body health. It's how you feel mentally, how you feel physically, how
Mind,
you
body,
feel
spirit,
spiritually. It really is. There is a connection between every single one of those things.
And keep in mind, too, Gabby, we are who we are because of all the experience we've gone through.
Right.
If we had one different experience, we wouldn't be the person we are right now.
Absolutely. Through your failures and your successes, every one of them.
What people don't understand is failure is a big part of success.
Yes.
Okay, and so, yeah, I failed a lot, but I'm not afraid to fail anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the thing I look at, and so many people, I think statistics show, somebody told me that 80% of the people hate what they do.
That's a lot.
But they go to work every single day to a job they hate.
Yeah.
And see, you have to defy normalism. Are you spending your time or are you investing your time?
Right.
Most people are spending their time. Okay, and they're spending their time.
And time is a resource you don't get back.
No, and that's it. Time's the most precious resource we have.
Right.
You can't ever get it back. I'm 55 years old, for gosh sakes, and I have less of a filter now. Why? Because I don't care. What are they going to do? You know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I look at. I say, look at all these people. I'm passionate about what I do, and it isn't all about money. Just like you, Gabby, we could go out there and probably make a lot more money doing other things. But
I could make a lot more money doing things.
Happy,
right?
It's so many people hate what they do. They're not happy. You can see it on their face. We have days of the week. Okay, what is Wednesday? What do they call it? Hump day. Halfway through the week.
Yeah.
Really? What do they call Friday? They call Friday. You know, it's the first day of the weekend. They have restaurants. TGIF. What is that?
Thank God it's Friday.
They don't have Thank God It's Monday. They don't have a restaurant called Thank God It's Monday. I wake up every single day blessed that I'm waking up, that I can go out and inspire somebody to do more than they ever thought they could.
Yeah.
Maybe pull them out of the matrix that our society has put us in.
Right.
And that's every aspect of our life.
Right.
You know, and that's what I look at is people don't like what they do. And this is what I tell them. Do what you need to do in order to pay your bills. But find a side hustle that you absolutely love.
Or something that fills your cup, something that fulfills you outside of that. Because sometimes you just really, you can't leave that job that you're not really 100% happy with. But even in that job, even if you can't leave a specific job, find a way to make that work for you, to fulfill you, to fill your soul, because you know you have to go into work. But what are other things outside of that, where there's, you know, exercise, there's family, there's fun things you can do, instead of, there are a lot of times I think we go in a negative direction where it's like TGIF, let's go out to happy hour. That's not really the greatest. I do it too, don't get me wrong, but that's not.
Gotta fill our soul.
It sometimes fills my soul, but it's not something I do regularly, because I can't maintain my lifestyle and the consistency of my life if I'm hungover, or if I'm, you know, putting on some extra pounds, if I'm feeling sluggish or tired. Those are things I can't do, the things that I want to do, if I'm not maintaining my life and my happiness. And I know that a lot of people can understand that. They go through that every day, you know, but it's choices you make, and it's the lifestyle you choose to keep.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people is, like we were mentioning, is like, do what you need to do in order to pay your bills, because we all have bills.
Right.
Okay. Find the happy spot in that voice, but also find out what you love doing and put on a side hustle. Mm-hmm. Because what if you love doing it and you go out there and start making an income doing it?
Yeah.
And you're able to walk away from the job that's paying your bills right now and do what you love every single day. You may make less money. You may. So what? Money doesn't buy happiness. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wealthy people who are not happy.
You know, you say that, and to be perfectly honest, that's where I started. This was, you know, personal training was my side hustle. It was my passion. It's what I wanted to do, but it didn't make me money. And it has taken me time to actually be, and I don't remember who I was telling this the other day, but I was like, you know, the greatest accomplishment, I'm not where I want to be, but I can support myself off of something that I love.
Totally.
That I love, that I'm passionate about, and I started with nothing. I started from zero. I started with no clients, opening up a gym with nobody. And I thought there have been many times where I'm like in a ball in the corner, bawling my eyes out, thinking, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? But I'm so passionate about it, and you have to find that passion within you and just go for it. And
that's the whole thing. What's the worst case scenario? You have to go
get
find
a job.
another job.
Yeah.
You already had one.
Absolutely.
And that's what I look at. And at 38 years old, Gabby, you might not know the story, but I was $1.5 million in debt. Lost everything. Okay,
Scary.
I was fortunate enough to be pretty good at what I do. Okay, I know people.
Yeah.
I'm in a business that people, or I was in a business because at the age of 50 I walked away from that business because I was able to financially. Plus, I was able to go out and work my side hustle.
Yeah.
Because I started planting those seeds years before.
Right.
And start working my side hustle. And about a year and a half ago, I was recruited by a very large company to come in and train their people. And it's not about the industry per se, it's about them. Because here's the thing, everybody has potential. Unfortunately, they cover it up.
Yeah.
They don't think they can do it because of what society suppressed
Fear.
in them. So,
Fear.
and that's and I love that. That's what I do. God gave me that.
Yeah.
And I got to go out there and share it.
And you're so passionate about it.
I'm
you're so
passionate.
emotional just sitting here looking at you, and you have this emotion in your face and in your eyes.
Don't tell people that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want them to think I'm a hard ass, but I'm.
You are a hard ass, but also not. Your passion goes so deep, and I've always loved, we were in a networking group together, and every time you get up and speak, it just inspires me to be better, to want more, and to think, can I go out there and make people feel the way that you make people feel? Can I do that?
That's what you do, Gabby.
Oh, thank you.
When you asked me to come here, I promise you, I was excited.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great because seriously, sometimes you think, I want to inspire people, but I look up to you. I seriously, every time I see you, you're just so happy, and I am not always happy.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
You're right.
That's the whole thing. Is I tell people we got choices. And most people look at what society says is okay.
Yeah.
Be mad. Really? Why? I get mad. Don't get me wrong. You just don't want me to turn that switch on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your hard ass side, not your soft side.
And most of the time, I have the ability to keep them separate.
That's good. Well, go ahead and give me another plug of your website again, and then I'm going to post it in the show notes, like I said, and hopefully people will change their lives and be inspired by the things that you have to say. And
yeah, guys, thank you. And guys, again, do your research on alkalinity. Do your research on anything you want to do and make a decision based on the information you get, not what other people give you. My website, if you want to check out the products, is phmadesimple.com.
All right.
And it'll show all the product line.
Thank you so much, Jerry, for being here. I love having you on and love just talking to you. And hopefully people feel positive and motivated after just hearing about your story and what you've been through.
Well, I bow in gratitude. Thank you very much, Gabby.
Thank you. All right. Well, stay tuned for next week, and we'll have another great episode and another fantastic, inspiring guest on. Thank you so much for listening to the Fit Minute Podcast, Fitness for Real People, with me, your host, Gabby Mazar. If you would like any more information on what we talked about today, you can find it in the show notes, or you can find it on my website, www.healthybodyworksaz.com. Please leave us a review if you like what you hear, or subscribe to our channel on iTunes or whatever platform you listen to. Join us next week to hear more stories about people just like you.